Just want to make sure y'all can hear me um, on both sides of your microphone. So if you're, please let me know. I mean, of your headphones, please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome to BamHek TV. It's been a great day. Had a great conversation earlier, and just thought I'd share with y'all. If you're on headphones, please let me know if you can hear me well on both sides. Um, last time I went, last time I was recording in the studio, I had a couple complaints about people not being able to hear me correctly. So, Ashfar, hello, brother. Any experiences this day? Yeah, it was awesome. I didn't exit the body today. Practiced a little bit yesterday, but I wanted to talk about something different today. I wanted to talk about the in-body experience. And so the reason I'm so sorry I went live, like awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you. How you been? So yeah, I wanted to talk about the in-body experience today because we spend a lot of time focusing on that's not self-proclaimed. That my kids got it for me. I'm sorry. Trying to get this set up. I apologize. There you go. That's a little better. Sorry about that. Yeah, got a little trying to. I went live. I went live. I thought I was gonna have a little bit of time to set up the camera and stuff, but so yeah, the in-body experience. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because though this channel is known by the outer body experience, we're here, and I want to make sure that that we give a little credit to this life, because it's it's a crazy experience. It's a crazy experience what we come to do here, and everything that we do, even leaving the body right now happens here, right? So it happens out of your bedroom, out of your living room, and out of your life, and a lot of people are concerned about, I don't want you to see that window right there. A lot of people are concerned about that, about, oh, if I leave the body, what's going to happen with this life? Am I going to come out differently? Is somebody going to take my body while I'm gone? So we have concerns about this body and the in-body experience, and that's what our upcoming podcast is going to be about. I've been going back and forth with Andre, the Alchemist 369, and we're trying to come up with a system program to podcast. We're thinking about going live today, but today's in America, it's Easter. I don't know where y'all at. If y'all are celebrating something, a Muslim friend of mine told me that Muslims also celebrate something on Easter. So anyways, the in-body, right? There's I was just talking to a guy that I respect, just because he's been through a lot. And let me move this a little bit because I'm not very happy with this camera right now. I think that's better. Okay, I think that's a little better. So, and he was telling me about responsibility, and I think the reason I started leaving the body was to have more knowledge about what was to come, and what should I do next, and such. And it took me on a wild ride. It took me to places where I got to see myself outside of here and who I am. And what that did was it gave me a greater sense of responsibility while here. And he was pointing out some things that he noticed about my belief systems, and and I had to agree. I had to agree with him, because a lot of times, and that's the main thing that's gonna stop you from exiting too. And I want to bring all of these together. The in-body experience, which is what we're experiencing right now, the outer body state, which is when we exit our body every night, and sometimes we remember, sometimes we don't. And then I also want to have guests that talk about the NDE, or the near-death experiences, and that's huge too, because it gives us a window to the other side. But I was talking to this friend of mine, and a guy that I respect for what he has gone through in life. And anyways, I just was talking to him, and he was telling me something about my belief systems, right? And I do have a lot of belief systems that I'm trying to not so much understand them, but leave them behind. I don't want to think about them anymore. I want to be able to experience life as it comes without having any limitations. There can be no true freedom with a limitation. And like I said in my past videos, if you watch all my OBE videos before I started going live, and the other videos before the series and stuff, I always talk about that. And that self-imposed limitations. And in reality, there is nothing that you and I cannot attain. There is nothing at all that we can't attain in life. You want to leave your body, you can. You do. You want to remember that. I want to rephrase that. It's not about live. You can exit in consciousness, and that's the goal. Even for myself, that's what I want to attain, to have more control of the experience and dictate exactly what's happening. But I'll answer in a second. Catch Manny 95. But somebody's asking me about Darius. I'm sorry, I lost track of what I was saying. So yeah, self-imposed limitations. So when thank you, Catch Manny 95, for suggesting for people to like this video. So the more I realized our power, and that was what the conversation was with this person. It's like, once you start adopting different beliefs, so we see this world very 2D, regardless of how 3D and 4D we are in this place. We see it very 2D, and that's what beliefs do. 2 dimensions. It's black or white. And what that does, it doesn't allow for vision. Vision is a thing of the present. Del compa, ¿cómo estamos? Perdona que no te llamo ahorita. So, we tend to see it as black or white. I believe this, and it is so. But beliefs are supposed to serve us for that season, for that moment. And there's truths, something, there's knowledge, and then there's beliefs. And beliefs bring you to different knowledge, right? To different wisdoms and knowledge and understandings. So if this certain belief took me to a certain level of understanding, but it doesn't serve me anymore, then I have to really question it, and not question it as in, well, this belief is not good. No, but it might not serve you any longer. And that's, what the conversation was about, and that's what this conversation I want. That's what I want this conversation to be about, and we can take it to the outer body state, but it's mainly here. It's mainly here where we uh in the in-body state, because outside of the body, you are you. But here, we have certain beliefs that limit us from all of our potential. you know like I was sitting at a meeting that I didn't want to be in the other day, and I was like this close to flying. On God, like I promise you, I even envisioned myself just lifting out of there, because I fly in the outer state. That's the way I move. I pick up and fly and go. And I was like, like, like the gravity was holding me tight so hard, and it's because of that belief that, hey, men don't fly, they don't have wings, and it's so cemented in our consciousness that we don't overcome it. And that's a little extreme, but financially, a lot of people don't believe that they can attain everything that they need. And in the outer body state, a lot of people don't. Like, I was reading a comment, and the person was telling me, like, she meant, I don't know if he or she, but talked about um how is it, like, I don't understand how it is that you can take control of a dream, and when you wake up from a nightmare, what is that? You're taking control of the dream. You're just exiting the dream. So how about just standing there and start coming into full awareness of that dream, and exit, and start controlling it. All the dream is your 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 own space, right? So it's your own thoughts. You're in your own thoughts. It's just in a different bubble inside your awareness. Let me answer a question. I don't know what statement you're referring to. Catch Manny 95 saying, what's going on with Darius's new statement? I haven't visited the website in the last couple of days, so I don't know where he made this statement. Expand with Nina. How are you? I see you have a question. No problem. I love doing this. She said, hi, Hector. Thank you for your time. I have a question. How does your life change after an OBE? I wonder if it's hard to integrate and get back to work since we still live here in this realm. So yeah, uh, honestly, and I keep it 100 all the time, and it's hard. Once you experience the other side, uh, it's like what I love my family. I love seeing them grow. I love my daughters and my significant others. I love my immediate family. I love Earth. Earth is beautiful, but there's a lot of limitations here. So, but my life changed dramatically, greatly, because I want to be more like that person, that being that lives on the other side. That's another aspect of us, of our consciousness, that we are not just here, we are in another dimension. And I'm convinced of that, because all of my OBEs, every time I exit my body, it's not like I'm starting a new scene. No, I is as if this piece of my consciousness is added to that which is happening there already. When I got to my world, the place where that I believe is home, I enter my consciousness entered to this person and this place, where when my beast was rushing towards me, that's what my beast was doing. It was running to the pastures and back, there and back. So this piece of my consciousness joined that. So having this little piece in this little world with all these limitations, it's really hard, because, like I was talking about earlier, we're capable of so much more. And when you when you still got to pay bills, you still have to deal with other people. You still have to, like you said, get back to work and all that. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. But I guess my life has been so much better since I started. Um, the outer body experience, the outer body state was the next obvious step for me. I needed to leave the body to remember a lot of things, and my life got a lot better. So it's not like I don't have a desire to live anymore. um I have a great desire to live, and that's what happened when I was just talking to the Alchemist 369, Andre, and he's like, yeah, I got offered to stay, just like Darius, to stay on the other side, but he wouldn't stay on the other side, because you realize that you came here with a specific purpose, and you're in the in-body experience, in the in-body state, with a specific purpose, and the purpose is for growth. This is a school. They made it to believe, they made it, they have made us believe that this is a courtroom, that this is a place where you're judged by your actions, your good and your bad actions. Yes, there's a certain level of, I don't want to say judgment as in punitive judgment, but you have to, like everything in life, you have to see where you're limiting yourself in order to become more of a creator. We come here to acquire skills that will make us more creative in on the other side, such as the law of reciprocity and the law of friction. Pain, pain, that's what I call friction. um Serbia in the house. Chris Anderson. Thank you. Thank you, Serbia in the house. Justin Kids. Hi, brother. Good to have you. But, so the law, I'm going to talk a little bit about the law of friction, right? What friction create? When you go like this, keep going like this, what's going to happen? It gets hot. What is that? Energy. Friction creates energy. We're creative beings that have the ability to create more. Therefore, we find ourselves in friction when we come to Earth. On the other side, very little friction. Very, very, very little friction. You learn how to harness that energy in a place like Earth. You could have picked one of billions of places. It's not just limited to this realm. We're right now, or this construct. We're right here in this construct with different realms, and there's a bunch of other beings that are more, that have a lot more knowledge and understanding that we do. But there are more places that you could have picked to spend your time in. You picked Earth. Guess what? Earth, it's got a lot of friction. It's got a lot of friction with it. So, because it's a lot of creative energy. There's a lot of energies that could be created in this place, and you picked it. So when you find yourself in the midst of friction, that was something that was coming through the other day. Um, being grateful, saying thank you for everything. Uh, it's just, I'm writing. I got like a bunch of pages here. I'm in the middle of writing. I'm writing this book, and I have a bunch of pages here. And this book, just putting a lot in here. And so I was coming through a couple of days ago was about the power of a satisfied heart, being satisfied with your lot, with the experience that you are going through, instead of fighting it. I'm going to answer you, Shelby, in a second, and Abby. um Definitely Abby. Let's see from hello, man, from Sweden in the house. Love y'all. We're global, and I'm grateful and humble because we're talking about good stuff here. You could be spending your time watching some bullshit, but we're listening to each other. Please ask questions and comment, because I'll air them. I'll talk about it. But whenever you find yourself in the middle of friction, say thank you, because you are engaging in in energy creation and harnessing. Whenever that is rubbing you the wrong way, it's creating a special energy that you can't create nowhere else. But before the comments get too far out from me, I have another one that I haven't answered, and that's Abby. After your OBEs, how you see the problems in this life? It's crazy that you wrote that, and I was talking about about I see them as opportunities. God knows I've been through hell and back in this life. Talk about a real rich experience with a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. This guy right here, and I didn't see it the way I see it now. Now, since I came back, because what happened when you exit is you kind of open a little door to your spirit, and you start receiving more understanding from I want to say greater and higher levels of awareness. And so the way I see my problems now is it's not a problem. Honestly, I'm not rich by any stretch. I have to work. I have to pay bills. I have to deal with other people in my life, relationships, children, 5 kids, you name it. I have problems coming my way, but they're not problems. Actually, they are opportunities for me to grow in in energy management. Everything is everything in creation is an energy. Everything is created out of some sort of energy, an energy pattern. And when you learn how to handle the 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 small opportunities that come to you, then you have more ability to manage other things. And that's the way I see problems in life as opportunities to harness energy. The other law that we come here to learn is the law of reciprocity, which is there's a law, and laws are not interchangeable. They work, at least in this realm. Is and also as a creator, you'll see that whenever you put a little bit, a small seed on the ground, it always gives you more. So watch what you think and what you say, because you'll get more of that in your life. So if something makes you fearful and you focus on that, you'll get more of that experience. Shelby L, you are definitely a gentle giant and so relatable. Thank you. I didn't mean to read that. I want to read. Thank you for all the love, and I'll read it. But um this isn't about me. You're connecting with me because we're doing this together. We're doing life together, and I'm just grateful to have a different perspective, and I'll share yours too. And you and it's for y'all to share your own experience with those who surround you, because that's what at the end, that's what this is all about. Besides your own growth, how responsible were you with your own experience, and how you share that with others is going to be huge on the other side. So my new mantra, Sophie Peterson, my new mantra is too blessed to be stressed. Yes, I've seen that on a t-shirt, and I love it, because that's the thing. If you don't count your blessings, you have a device right now. You have a phone or a laptop that you're watching me from. You are more blessed than half this world. Angela, hi from London. Hi from North Carolina, Clayton, North Carolina. So yeah, we are way too blessed, and that's what I was receiving in through this understandings that I'm receiving. Is like, if you say thank you, if your first reaction to any problem in life, any of that friction, if your first reaction is thank you, the rest is history. Now you're gonna fall, into your own full power. And it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. I got Larry the Demeter. Sorry, Larry, if I got it wrong. I can't get out of my dimensional space in a dream when I become lucid. I can fly. Last time I went through a ceiling and I flew up to all that is, or source, or God. call it why you may. I don't know, mama. Can't get out of my dimensional space in a dream when I become lucid. Yeah, you can. You see, that's a belief I was talking about. I'm not trying to, you know, that's it. Instead of saying I cannot get out of my dimensional space, start thinking, like, for example, go back, the hopefully this help you, Larry. Go back to that dream, right? To that dream where you couldn't get out. And instead of seeing yourself not getting out, imagine yourself coming out of whatever that dimensional space was. Start speaking your create. My conversation with this guy for y'all to join a little later. He was telling me that it's not so much about anything other than imagination. Start imagining like your life the way that you want it, including the outer body. Like you can fly, that's amazing. And if in the outer body you can fly, you're an amazing being, and I know you are. So now let's replace that. Oh, you say I can get out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She says she can get out, but for those, I'm sorry, Lally. Good job. You can get out, and that's what I'm talking about. You can get out of your dimensional space, in a dream, and Larry is the best example. I'm so sorry. I read can't, but it's I can get out, and you can, and you are getting out of your dimensional space in a dream, and there's nothing more cool than that. To me, I love the ability to just decide I'm not in this dream anymore. I'm out. Boom. And you went to source, God, call it why you may. That's awesome. Sophie Peterson, are you from Holland? Good job, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Randy, good having you. Thank you for joining us. I have Shelby. I joined the Darius program, but what if I never dream? I was told I work a lot on the other side. Will racism ever end? Yes, racism can end. It starts with you. That thought, you have to erase that thought out of your head. It starts with you. You end racism in your mind, and even if you see it around you when it's not a fact. I'm sorry, I'm moving, getting comfortable here. If it's like that Michael Jackson song. The Man in the Mirror. You be that change. Who were you? It says, okay, let me read Shelby L. Question again. I joined the Darius program, but what if I never dream? I was told I work a lot on the other side. And will racism ever end? So we all dream. That's a function of the brain. What a dream is a combination of, while you're out of your body, you're organizing the information from Earth. That's what a dream is, because you are in your dimensional space and you are organizing. And guess what is for? Guess why you dream for? It's for that same reason. It's so that the soul takes some rest from Earth, from this place that is so thick, and you get to learn from your day-to-day life. So you do dream. All you got to do is remember. Again, the same thing I was telling Larry. Start making your intention to remember, and your affirmations during the day. Program yourself. You've been programmed through everything to be that which you're not. Start programming yourself to be everything that you are. You can do that. You can definitely do that, and you should do that. That's why Darius talk about it, the Bible talk about it, and any other script that you want to read out there talks about the power of your words. Say, will racism ever end? Yes, you could say it. Racism ends today, and it ends in my mind. And I become the inability to feel it. I become the inability to see someone and judge them by their race or treat them differently, because that's a very, to me, it's a very abecedarian or very base type of mentality. Racism, we're all the same, we just have a different we just were born a different way. That's so silly to treat somebody different um because of their ethnicity or their color or their race. No, we are. That's the thing. The more you become, the more spiritually aware you become, talking about the spirit aspect of you, the more you'll see all of us as one. That's a lot of this book is going to be about the unity in spirit. How seek cooperation. I promise you, I don't care. I live in a predominantly white county. My county is very racist. Let's put it like that. I have a white spouse and two kids that when they walk before me, they look like they're white kids. So people smile at them. And then when I'm behind them, people frown. Like, look at me, not all the time. And I see it less and less because I care less and less. But before, when I first moved into this town, I got a lot of, people cutting me in line, a lot of racism. But the more I become spiritually aware, the more those things become trivial and unimportant. So you can end racism in your own mind. Let's answer Randy Fortin. Randy, my man, Randy, thank you for joining us again. I know I say thank you again, but a million thank yous. When will money and enslavement stop? I don't have an answer to that. For money to end, right? For the monetary system to end, the whole system gotta fall. So you're asking for something major to happen, and it's coming. So I don't know when, but just imagine what has to happen for us to go back to trading goods and services, to trading goods like the old native and everywhere have done. Think what had to happen for that. Enslavement is a soul giving their will. Enslavement is many forms of enslavement. Enslavement ends here too. When you're free, you are unable to enslave somebody else to your wish, your wants, your work for you for free, all that good stuff. Stacy Porter. So end the enslavement, this and the thought of enslavement in your own mind. Like, become free. And there is no true freedom with a limitation. So you got to become limitless. You have to, and that's what I'm doing. That we're in this together. That's why you relate to me. That's why you join me, because we're in this together. I'm just so much like all of y'all. I myself am working on becoming more limitless. Personally, take limits away from me. More, take them away. I don't want them no more. So enslavement is a condition of the mind, and don't even think about it. In my opinion, it's just not worth going there. Become free and you'll see everybody free. Stacy Porter, happy to hear you today. My pleasure. Thank you. Question: does human go on my resume and why? I don't understand. I don't understand. Thank you. Hi Z, how you doing? Hello Hector. Do you use natural stones and crystals when doing OBE? No, I have a bunch around my house that have been gifted to me, but crystals are portals and they actually enhance. I'm scrolling my laptop like it's touchscreen, but it isn't. Sorry. Anyways, so crystals are portals again, and they are enhancers of energy. I don't need them. I don't use them. Like I said, I got a bunch that were gifted to me, and I have them all over the place. But I really don't know much about them. A few people ask me about crystals. So when we start the podcast, I'm gonna have experts join us. I have a couple of crystal friends that are experts on crystals. So we'll talk about that then. But I really don't speak on what I don't know about. Stacy Porter, excuse me. I joined ADA March 24. Have not practiced. I have questions. Shoot, ask the questions. Let's see. Everything serves us because we create everything, and the consciousness is always expanding. Correct. So the way it works is you see it, and it gets back reflected at you. So it's weird. I don't 100% understand it, but it's kind of like a cycle of seeing, projecting, creating. So be very careful with what you put through your head. Be very careful with what you put through your mind, through your eyes, through your ears, because all those thoughts create your consciousness. And we have a, a lot of people, we forget this place is a place of forgetfulness. You're going to forget. So try to remember, do things that enhance your memories of who you truly are. And that is, you love unconditionally. You are loved unconditionally, and you were created to love unconditionally. The consciousness is always expanding. Yes, like science. That's the other part of state of Lacey's comment. Um, yeah, that's the reason the universe never stops expanding, because that's God consciousness just creating more and more. Like right here, when I meditate and whenever I'm imagining and creating, I create, plants that change colors and move and transplant themselves and to give different fruit, and human with 6 arms, because I'll be doing work and I'm like, damn, it'd be great to have 6 arms. And then I sit back again. That's not my own, it's my creation, but I've seen it in video games and stuff. I can think of beasts like that. But yeah, like what I was talking to my friend earlier was about, everything is about creation. So all of you, everybody listening to me right now, stop and listen carefully to this. Really, I'm going to do it too. Write it down, what you want your OBE, your IBE, in body experience and your out of body experience to be. Write it down. Say it to yourself regularly, because you are creating that which is so. You are doing it. This is the place where we as souls create through friction. That's the reason you don't see it right now. But the more constant a consciousness, a human stay in their thinking, the more you'll attain in this. The Alchemist 369, my friend Andre, he's going live. He's supposed to be going live. We were supposed to do a joint live today at 8, but it's Easter here, and something came up for him. But what was I going to say about Andre? His job right now, aerospace engineer, he created that into existence. You can do it too. It doesn't matter what it is, you can do it, but you have to be like a dog on a bone. You can't let go. That's the thing, where everything distracts us. Me too. I got a family, I got kids, I got books to read, books to write, workout to do, food to cook, house to clean, laundry to fold, cars to fix, you name it. A million distractions. Do I say no to them? No. But while I'm doing it, you can focus on what you're doing. When you put your sole focus on what you're doing, that's where your creative ability grows the most. So whenever you're doing whatever you're doing, put all your focus in it, and you'll be open to more. Whenever you're just doing this but thinking about that, doing that but thinking about this, or thinking about this when you need to be doing that, where your mind is all over the place, you're not in your full creative power. But when you focus on the OBE. That's why in my last live I was talking about it. Y'all want to exit your body? Take a full day for it. Like, no, I can't answer you, husband. No, I can answer you, kids. No, I can't go to work, or take it on your day off. But take the whole, or your whole week, or a whole month, or a whole year. Just focus on that, and I'll promise you'll have the best experience. It's the same with a business, the same with a relationship. And then let it go. Focus on it. Go hard on it because you're creating it. Thank you for that comment, Lacey. I love it. We are always consciousness is always expanding. We are that which create through us. So everything that you see, we're a piece of that, and we create. And Randy, again, we are all lights of God. Stop ambitions and attachments to the identities. If you have ambitions and want to be great, you aren't humble and are attracted to the eye. I'm gonna thank you for that, Randy. That's pretty I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I know that we are all lights of God. I agree with that because we are all one with the creator, within the creator. Ambitions, it depends on what your ambitions are, but the thing with ambitions is that in order for you to attain anything in this life, you're going to have to go through the law of friction and the law of reciprocity, which is what we came here to learn. So sometimes you have big desires in your heart that are going to teach you something. So it's, and it's ambitions and attachment to the identities. Um, I agree with a little bit of that, but not all of it because part of it we doing life through the body, and we don't have to be 100% focused on the materialistic aspects of it, but that's how we grow. If we don't have any ambition to do anything in this life, then why are we here? You should have stayed in at home. We're here to create, and creating comes through that, and then you let them go. Then after you realize that you have, like I said, let go of a certain belief and picked up a new one, then you learn how to let go of certain ambitions because they actually help you mature in a lot of ways. Um, it can all be it can only Nubiana. Hey, I've been um, thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Stacy Porter, do you physically fall out of bed to the floor? Super shy question. Super silly question. Pajamas or no pajamas? I whenever I practice, I take all my clothes off because I like being comfortable, and I cover myself with a nice blankie. But whenever I exit the body the first time, which was fully conscious, I fell off of the bed, but not the physically, not my body, and I didn't fall off, but I rolled off the bed, my soul, and I was on the ground. Randy Fortin again comment, to have many attachments to the I. Oh, we need to just start be the am, let go of ambitions to have done to do great things. Yeah, be you, be all of you. I don't necessarily agree with everything that's said there, but the I, when the I is a compilation of what you have become up until now. So to let go of the I, it's really hard. It's really hard to just completely let go of the of all the identities that we've picked up, and that's the goal. The goal is to realize that we are not everything that we have thought we are, but that we are in fact more. That we are like you said earlier, the light of God. And I don't say God lightly. I don't say it like a really. I'm saying we are lights inside you, and you are. It's hard. Like I understand it clearly. I know I am God and one with God and not separate from God. So it's God experiencing life through billions of other beings. So it's not a separate thing. It's just that consciousness is so great that split itself in many ways to experience that which it is not, and enjoyed it so much that allowed us to create our own. Can you imagine that? You being the God creator of everything, and a mini God at the same time, creating other at different levels on that spiral. It's just amazing. It's baffling to me, and I'm honored to be part of this experiment. Chris Anderson, good question. Is sleep paralysis crucial for OBE? No, no. You don't have to go on sleep paralysis, um, as in the term sleep paralysis, there without being able to move anything in conscious. You don't necessarily have to fall under that state. Obviously, that's that's the goal, to put the body to sleep and keep the mind aware, which is the definition of sleep paralysis. But you can exit through a dream. And one question that I wanted to address is, people tell me I fall asleep. Whenever you fall asleep practicing, there's a good chance that you're going to exit through that dream. So stay aware during the dream. And that's hard to say, and it happens to me often that I wake up and I'm back in the same dream, because that's where my consciousness was. So the way I'm practicing tonight is, I'm going to go to sleep early, whenever early is, just whenever I fall out, but I'm going to set up my alarm for 2:30 a.m. So at 2:30 a.m., I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go and practice, lay in my bed. So sleep paralysis crucial for OBE. Not necessarily, but the best way to have the best experience with the out of body state is having full control of the experience, and that happens through exiting your butt from the beginning. So sleep paralysis is one of the ways that is taught, how Darius teaches it. And that's the first time I came out. Well, the first time I came out, I didn't experience sleep paralysis. I had a great experience with hopefully go watch my testimonial at Darius's website, and I talk about it in one of my videos for the tutorials, but I'm not going to give you the whole story. But after I fell asleep, momentarily, I heard that strong jet kind of sound. It was like a high pitched and low at the same time jet kind of sound, like, and woke me up. And I said, oh shit, I'm out. And I know it was my soul exiting, and I had full control of the experience. And it was awesome. And I love the outer body state. I love this life too, and I get just as excited, but a little bit more excited about the other side. It's just so cool, to know who you truly are. And I can't wait to have my full blown consciousness into creating. And I know that my next step of creation is probably going to be, because in one of my OBEs, I was creating little balls of herbs, there, and that was awesome. So I'm probably creating full herbs already, and maybe more or less, who knows. But out there, we create so much. Do it here. Make this life about full creation. Everything you do to be in cooperation and to build. That's creation. How much love and gratitude for you. I have to run, but I will watch later. See you, my friend. Yo, made the life, the IBE, high powerful. That's my friend. DET313. I know her name. All of y'all don't know it, but I know it. She's my friend. It's good to have you, Linda. That's not her name. It's part of her. Anyway, do you remember? Do I remember what? Catch Manny 95. Do you remember? Samuel from Nigeria. Blessings. Thank you for being here. Okay. Uh, 100% on racism. That's been my experience as a Korean person. Again, I hope you heard my spiel on racism, but just don't ignore it. I know it's not easy because we're attached to a lot to what others think of us and the way others see us, but you got this. It ain't personal. They just don't like themselves and they find someone else to uh is the Alchemist going live now? I'm sorry. I had Randy saying thoughts on going live the same time as the Alchemist. No, I was trying to go. He said he was going live at 6, but then he told me he was going to reschedule. So, I decided to go live before him because we was gonna join later. So that's funny. I don't know. I don't know. I have my phone on airplane mode, so he probably tried to text me or whatever. But he got this and I got this. We're individual beings working together in cooperation. So love the guy. Love you too, Randy. You're funny. Shelby, I see what Darius is speaking on unfolding the golden years because the children's unjust are being revealed, injustices, the corporations are unraveling, and the third, he spoke on its money, it is coming. Yeah, it's a lot coming, and I'm excited about it. Just be ready, be in your full power, prepare for your family. I have a lot of dry goods here in case that we don't have grocery stores. And that happened one time. I went to the grocery store in the morning. My kid wanted some strawberries. I was going to get some strawberries for school for her. And the lady told me, wait a minute. I said, there was no strawberries in front. She's like, please wait a minute while I go to the back. And she took a long time. And I was thinking like, damn, like what would happen if they closed this place down? How am I going to feed my family? And this is before I met Darius and everything. And I just, I went and got a membership for a restaurant warehouse place where they sell food in big quantities. And I bought a lot of dry goods and put them on Malar bags with, and the access of supposed to last 25 years. And I'm not super prepared, but I have a little couple of those, straws for water, filtration. I don't know, I got a little bit of a survival kit, some seed in case, but just prepare yourself. Most importantly, be without fear, be fearless inside, know that you'll figure it out. But being prepared is very important, same as meditation. When life hits you, then that's when you want to go ahead and do something about it. No, prepare, like make your heart light. Don't be afraid of what's to come, and prepare. It's smart, it's sensible to prepare. Stanford Truth. Hi, how are you? She said happy to be here, or he said happy to be here. So pleased to see this info out there. We need to turn this ship around. Amen. So it is. We'll turn it around. It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with what we do every day. It's a day-to-day thing. It's a decision by decision. You will turn the ship around, and it's our job as human. Human is a very special creation. We are the youngest. We're the youngest created in this realm, in this construct, and we were created to end the cycle, but it happens when humanity comes together. Yeah, I got the Alchemist just responded. Hopefully he join us here shortly in the comments. But that's what we're here. Humans are human. You are right here. I got Stacy Porter say, I am always a human. Yes, but you are a special being created with so much. That's what's coming into this book that I'm writing. Because I got a bunch of pages here that I put together, and I got some more here. I got a bunch of pages, so hopefully I'll be publishing before the end of the year. Now I got to make more time to write, but and it's not just me writing. I'm receiving a lot of information from higher realms, and I know that because when I read, I'm like, oh shit, that came from me. That's awesome. And I read it, I'm like, oh, that's phenomenal. But something that came the other day was that it's like, you are so close in creation to your creator that you will never go too far away from that. And the reason that happened is so that as one body, we are one, as humanity, as people, we are one. When we come together to think in one way, like all of us thinking in the same thought, is over. So we are here to turn the ship around. And that one thought that we all have to sustain is unconditional love, is fearlessness. Don't believe what anybody else is telling you. I'm telling you from my experience, you are God, the creator of everything. Look at your life. Everything in your life is your own creation. I'm not saying you're the almighty, all powerful creator, because that's a consciousness that was before us, but that created us and put a lot of it inside us. And so, yes, we will turn this ship around. Stacy Porter, I believe this is Earth vacation. I think I was told Earth would be fun. Yeah, it is fun. It is why you make it. That was Stacy Porter. I got Christy. Hello from Texas. Hello, Christy. Thank you for the comment. Nobiana, whenever I'm relaxing and getting in that zone, I feel something touch me on the arm or something. I open my eyes and I have a hard time focusing. Any advice? Just if it's not hurting you, just I realize that sometimes our help is around us to keep us aware, keep us awake. So just let it caress you. Don't open your eyes. I'm listening to a friend. Somebody's becoming a friend. We're going back and forth talking. I'll probably have him in the podcast. He hasn't responded when we start. We're putting the guest list together, and Andre and I got to sit down and put all the details together. But it's coming out soon. But he received some stuff on the other side that you need to stay still, and that's why I like Darius's method. Don't move, stay still. Stillness is a very important part of the process. So don't open your eyes, and you don't need to necessarily focus on anything other than your breath. Keep breathing and focus on what's happening at the moment, but you don't need to see what's touching you. I believe that whenever I went to Teopaco and on the other side, I believe that was the fifth realm in heaven. It was such a beautiful place, great city. Um, I heard my daughter straight up calling me, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," and it wasn't her. I knew it wasn't her because it sounded like her, but I knew it wasn't her, and I didn't like open my eyes. I stayed in my practice because it was my help knew that I needed that. But I was probably falling asleep. So when you're relaxing, getting into that zone, and you feel something touching you, just say thank you inside you. Say thank you for keeping me aware and focused. So do you see, if you have a hard time focusing when you get in the zone, that's your help. I believe that's your help. Stacy Porter, you cannot unsee what you see as well. I am sensitive to watching anything in pain, especially animals. No, I agree, but that's part of life. That's part of Earth. You came here, you signed up for that, and I'm not minimizing pain. I just know that it's an important part of this place. It's not to be taken for granted. Now, Randy Fortin, lately I realized at night before bed, my imagination is getting more and more pronounced, random, unique, and it's just generated infinity. Kind of scary, actually. That's awesome. If you ask me, everything is about imagination. That's how you create. So when you close your eyes and you get to see something, make it amazing. Make it like outlandish. Make it crazy, because, yeah, that's you creating as a human. Stacy Porter, so only humans have a consciousness, I guess. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that a lot of that we don't think it is uh conscious. So I'm not, I'm not expanding too much on that just because I don't know. Thank you, expand with Nina. I appreciate you. Randy Fortin, if we can't do anything you realize you can't do anything, not even a challenge anymore. A truly change and challenge. Like, go for yourself of personal ambition, and then give everything to God. I disagree with that. You don't have to give everything to God, because the opposite is true. God already, the creator already gave us everything that we need to do everything that we need to do. We are that which creates. So Kim C, I'm trying to have an OBE every night. I haven't got to the vibration stage, but I am determined. I know it will happen eventually. Thank you, Bam, for all your inspiration. Thank you. Are you always on your back when you practice? Can you achieve it in another position? Absolutely, you can, Kim C. As long as you are comfortable, you can attain it. I have attained it on my side with my leg prop on top of the couch. The important thing is not to, once you're comfortable, don't move. Stay still. That's a very important part of the process. Awake. How you doing, awake? Hey, I tried and experienced something. I don't know what, a lucid dream or AP or astral projection or OBE. That was in a swimming pool alone. Dream starts from there. Nothing spawning this morning, and I was almost full conscious. Awesome, you're getting there. Grab full awareness and go. Expand with Nina. I have not OBE yet, but during meditation, I went through a portal tunnel and ended up in a modern city type of world and met blue beings wondering, did I astral project? It was very cool though. Nah, you had an OBE for sure. Kim C, do you always practice on your back? I read that. I answered that. Experiencing deja vu moment right now, listening to this live and cooking lunch. Detroit. That's DET 313. What you cooking? Randy Fortin. I think life is a lot better when many have the knowing of how great and free reality is, so that the love can begin to truly emanate like never ending party at that. How the other side is. Yeah, that's how the other side is. On the other side, you have a thought, and it is so there's no limitations. um yeah, there's no limitations on the other side. That's how the other side is. Limitations are from earth, and there are limitations because everything's got a level. We all have a level of understanding that is different, and therefore you create differently. I'm gonna be on for another 13 minutes or less, so I'm gonna go through this um comments as quick as possible. um I love y'all all. Thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you being here with me. I'm um, very honored and very humbled. And yeah, we were talking about racism early. Thank you for Linda B. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, once you stop the racism talk in your own head, it stops. Period, because you won't see it anymore. Peace and love from Saint Lucia. Remember your divinity. Thank you for having us, brother. Thank you. I mean, thank you for being here. We're happy to have you. See, is your soul complete inside the physical body or outside of this whole structure? This topic confuses me. Are we both here and there? Thank you for we are grateful for all your help. Yes, we are here and we are there. There's two things. The spirit and the soul are different. The spirit is a conglomerate of who you are attached to the creator, and your soul is an identity that is specific to you. But so the spirit connects them both. But yeah, I'm super convinced, Z, that we have different pieces of our soul interacting in different places. That's my experience. It could be different for you, but I'm almost sure that that's how wonderful we are created, and humanity is only a small aspect of us. The more I align with being a soul, having a human experience, the racism stop. Thank you. 313. I love peace and happy healing. Start a little garden. Thank you. Actually, I just did some voluntary work for a garden. Yeah, Stacy Porter, 50 bag of pinto beans. Yeah, I have actually over 500 pounds of dry goods. Just have enough, for the size of your family in case you don't have access to a grocery store. Be prepared. Skyler, how you doing, man? You joined a little late. I'm about to cut in a little bit, but I appreciate you. Stacy, rice too. But what about power? Your love pages and your handwriting, that is frequency, the best cursive. How funny is that? Children never write anymore. Yeah, I like writing in handwrite, just handwriting. Thank you, Stacy. Do you create a clothing? I don't want to be naked when I'm out, literally. That's funny, Kim. Yeah, you can create anything. My friend Andre got some goggles to know where he's at. And that's a human thing to cover up, because we worry about what other people think about us. But yeah, no, I haven't stopped to look at myself when I'm out the body, but I remember um, when I'm home, I wear a robe. I wear like a long robe, and I'm a tall being. Um, Z, thank you too. Thank you for being here. Question. This is from Stanford Truth. Are narcissists vessels for the darker energies? Is Mr. Smith in the Matrix illustrating this? Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into this question because you mentioned the dark energies. Uh, how life would be without these beings that presents opportunities for us for growth, right? Stand for truth. Like, imagine if we were all goody tissues or goody two shoes. um Imagine if we were all perfect, if there wasn't that other side of creation, which is what we call darkness. Darkness is super important, and narcissistic people are important too, because they show you how to become your own person, not having to. And I dealt with a narcissistic person, and I had to learn to put myself first, put my love for self above her needs, because everything was her. And you know, narcissistic people are going to help you grow. So don't look at them as dark and vessels for dark energies. No, they're also a soul, and they just have more affinity and attachment to this earth, to their own beings, needs, and wants. And you can deal with that. You're strong enough to be your true self without the need to bend to the needs and wants of others. You can, in fact, deal with a narcissistic person with love, compassion, and for yourself first. Obviously, you got to give yourself that love and compassion to be able to share with others. Um so I don't feel that darkness is such a bad place for a soul to be. It's just another frequency of light, and some shine brighter at times, and then it's a loop of creation. So every time you find yourself in a dark place, it means that you are about to grow again. So all these beings that are right here in the darkness, they're moving to the light right now, to a lighter place, and then that turns into darkness anyway. So it's more about love. If you love yourself, you're not going to tolerate some narcissistic behaviors in your life. It's about self-love. Love you the way you were created, set your boundaries, and don't worry about them. in that sense. Just show them, like, that's the thing. When we're that example of love, others will follow. Uki iwihi, iwihi. Exiting through sleep paralysis and lucid dreams, is it the same? No, they're not the same. Sleep paralysis is when your mind is, your consciousness is awake and your body is asleep, and lucid dreaming is when a small part of your consciousness is joined in that dream, and you can bring all of your consciousness into that dream and exit that dream, or command that dream and stay within that dream. But I'm going to have a dream expert on our podcast, and that's one of the first. Not a dream expert, but he's got a great interpretation for dreams, and he's awesome on that dream space. Thank you, Lars. I appreciate you. I like what you're doing. Does it help to listen to ascended masters to activate OBE, or to active OBE? I'm an ascended master. So are some of us. I don't know. Well, on Earth, on my world, I am I'm a teacher. So I don't know. But yeah, obviously it helps. Listen to the things that that Christ is saying, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, Mother Teresa, Will Smith. I don't care who you pick. Pick the good that they're saying. Denzel Washington. Pick the good. It's like life is like a grocery. You gotta have grocery store mentality. Everything you see out of the shelf, you're not gonna grab. Grab what you need for that meal, and the rest leave on the shelf, and you'll come back for that when you learn how to cook more. But you are your own. I mean, whenever you decide to learn from life, you'll be a great master. Achieving OBE is very simple. Just we all achieve OBEs. Please listen to this. We all exit the body, people. We all exit the body. Just try to remember. Just set the intention to remember when you exit tonight. Be aware. Try to be aware while your body's asleep, and you'll realize that you are out in different places. Also, there are fixed places on the other side, no matter the method we use to exit. The body or things we see come from our mindset. Yes and no. Yeah, you're right. Or if that's a question, there are fixed places on the other side. Yes, this is a construct. It's made in a certain way, but your own dimensional space it's on realm 1, and it's very affected by your own mindset. Yes. Alkis. Hey Hector, explain please how the higher self can help with OBEs. Much love, brother. When you exit, you meet your higher self. I have met that's what happened on Earth. Only a small part of you, which is also a part of your higher self, is living in this place. So when you exit, when this part of your consciousness exit this place, you meet other aspects of you, other yous that are in different places. But your higher self, like they talk about here, is accessible, and yeah, you can use that wisdom of your higher self, of who you are, to access the outer body state. So have conversations with your higher self, with God, with your helpers, whatever you call it, during the day. Set your intention. That's part of it. You got that part of you. It's your intuition. It's part of your higher self lives in that place. That's where I'm collecting all this information that I will be sharing with you once I publish this book. Is from a higher perspective, and it definitely helps with the outer body state, because it's these beings that are of more knowledge want you to access that. But for what? So that you make the in-body state so that you can duplicate that while you're on Earth. Because a lot of us came here to wake others up, to wake up and wake others up, so that we get with the program, so that we decide to learn from everything. It's not rocket science. It's so that your life becomes more, that so that you become more active in your life. That's what the OBE is for. But if you have opportunities to do it here, that's going to aid on the OBE too, because you bring yourself everywhere you go. I said that in the tutorial. I'll say it all the time. I tell my friends, you can move to Bumblefuck. You can move to whoever, wherever you want, but you're bringing yourself to that place. So where you're at, become the best you that you can be, and that you can only judge that by who you were yesterday. So if, like I told a friend, I'm like, listen, if you're greedy, start sharing your food. If you're lustful, start focusing just in your wife. If you're, whatever your character flow is, do the opposite for your own good, just so that you learn your lesson, so that you come here and don't waste your time. Okay. God, got a lot of comments here. Okay, Frank, thank you for this question. When I try to lay still, I fall asleep, or there is just nothing. Seldom I get some blurry visions. Can you please explain a little how you achieve the OBE? Check out all my tutorials, please, and hit me up on send me a message and wanna leave a comment in YouTube, not on this chat, and I'll find you and we'll talk, because it's a lot to explain right now. But check out the videos first. You're good, Randy. You're good. Love you, brother. Melinda. Hello, Hector. Hi, Melinda. Expand with Nina. I'm grateful that you share with us. It motivates me. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing it because we all need, it's about cooperation. I'm doing this because I want to cooperate in your journey, because two are greater than one. So if you start seeing your true self, you'll act better, and then we'll have a better world, and we'll come together in one thought. My goal with this channel, with everything I do, is obviously help the youth. I'm working on that, and do something great. But the main goal is for all of us to come to that unconditional love mindset, because when we all realize that that's what the other life is, we bring it to here, we stop the cycle, and we all move on to, that's what we're here for. A lot of us are here to wake others up. So it's time for all of us to wake up, and not wake up. I don't like using that, but to remember. It's about remembering. That's what it is. Not waking up. It's remember. You being awake. It's just remember who you truly are. Now, question: I died in a dream, drowning, stopped breathing, and then started breathing again, and I left my body. Is it an OBE? Absolutely. That sounds like an OBE to me. What happened in it? I'm interested. Are there other things we can do that is as great as awakening others? Yes, yourself. It's about you, because when you remember, you start being the example that others are going to follow. So the greatest thing is not to wake others up, but for you to remember, and then be that example in your work, with your family, with everybody, living in absolute unconditional love for yourself and others. Have no limitations, self-imposed limitations, right? Be fearless, and remember that consciousness dictates reality. So what's greater in this life, the biggest thing is for you to learn, for you to remember what you came here to do, remember the lessons that you came to learn, and then be that example to others. So awakening others after, it's a byproduct of you remembering who you truly are. Do we need to practice every day for hours for about 2 to 3 months straight to achieve an OBE? For sure. That was Lars asking. However long it takes, it's gonna be worth doing. It's gonna be worth doing, Lars. If it takes you years to achieve, wait till you have that out of body experience. Wait till you are in your full awareness. You'll be like, wow, it was worth it. So it's not so much about a robotic practice, but it's more about a mind frame of knowing that you exit your body every night. Now I want to remember. So have that. It doesn't have to take you that long. You're doing it tonight. All you have to do is be aware, make sure that your body's asleep and your but a lot of that has to do with your, with the limitations that you have believed, with your belief system. So I don't know what's stopping you, Lars, but I wish you all luck, man. You could do this and you do it. I mean, you can remember. You can certainly remember. Just set that intention. The will of a soul is amazing. It's amazing what you can do when you truly imagine it. Imagination is just an amazing tool. Like envision, like during the day, your meditation could be that. Envision yourself coming out. Envision yourself looking back at your body. Close your eyes and see your room. Wherever you practice, do it. Like once you see it in your mind's eye, it's already done. You just haven't gotten there yet. But if you see it, you'll reach that creation, because everything that a human thought, because we're creative beings, it is so. That's a great question, Lars. Niku Castrave, Castravet. Yeah, Castravet. Niku Castravet. Is there any chance you can shine some light on the subject of leaving to the other side by choice, and how one would perceive that choice once on the other side? That's a good question. You mean leaving permanently? I'm thinking you're asking. Uh, yes, living permanently. So killing yourself. Is that what you're talking about? Suicide? Okay. Um, Thank you for that question. I'm emotional right now. Um, Thank you. This is what this live was for, right? Because please go back and check out my videos, all of them. But I struggle with depression in my life. I contemplated suicide a bunch of times. When I was a little kid, I took a bottle of pills, and I was so little. I can't even tell you how little um, I did that. And throughout life, I lived very reckless because I didn't want to be here. And last time I had a bout with depression, I put a gun to my head, and my kid saved my life. My little baby, she was a miracle that she woke up, army crawled, and she saved my life. And I'm here for that same reason, because I survived suicide, right? And not a full attempt, but a very strong mindset about it. And on the other side, what happened with this life is that it took a lot of planning. You just didn't show up out of nowhere. You came here with a specific goal of growth, and it's hard down here, and we forget what we came here to do a lot of times. It's not like you're gonna regret taking your own life because of how eager you were to come here. You're going to be reminded of the time when you decided to come down, and you knew you were going to have these challenges. What these challenges do is they teach you how to harness energy for your next creation. So I get it. I've been there. I fantasized for a long time about not being here, and I realized that actually, very very frank, very very candid right now, I'm gonna be very honest. That's one of the main reasons i I started looking at OBE, came to my experience, because I'm like, I don't like it here. I have a lot of decisions to make. I don't know what the heck to do. And I need to know what's on the other side. You know, and I'm grateful to have found Darius when I did. And the reason you will regret it is because it took a lot of planning for you to come here, you know, and this times, you know, once you leave, most likely you're not coming back to Earth. This experiment is um this experiment is about to be over. So you are feeling the pressure of many other beings coming into this space too. This space is just being full of other beings that we're meeting together here for a great celebration. So hang tight, continue to practice, and you know, I pray. I don't say that lightly, but I declare and command over your life peace, so that whenever you lay there, you're not super anxious to come out, but in peace you leave and you see what a wonderful being you are in general, not just in this life, which I believe, Niku, that you are Nishu or Niku, however you say it. But I believe that you're a wonderful person, that's going through challenges, and we all go through them. Remember that you're harnessing your ability to make energy happen. You know, that's what you're going through. Do that for me right now. Go in there and do this. Do that. That is friction. That's pure creation. That's energy. That's what you're going through right now. And you can certainly learn from that friction and learn how to harness all that energy through your own power and put it to doing the things that you came to do, which is to learn about that friction, learn about that reciprocity and cooperation. You have a lot of people in this community that want to cooperate. Do me a favor, send me send me a message on a comment on any of my videos, so that I can have your information, and I'll reach out to you. I'll give you a way to to call me personally, and I want to talk to you. Okay. Peace, love, and happy healing. Thank you for doing this. When I talk about bringing heaven to earth, most in my community think I'm crazy. Let them think whatever they want to think. Peace, love, and happy healing. You just by that thought of bringing heaven into earth, you are doing so, and I appreciate you. I thank you for that, because we need more people that want their life to be heavenly. Like, this is it's the same. It's just an awareness. You're creating that awareness of heaven right here, right now, just by saying that. My question is, this is Prison and Mac. Princeton and Mac. My question is, how do I wake up my family who are deep into following both the Bible and Quran to the idea of an OBE, and that we are all gods, even though I haven't achieved the OBE yet? Well, Princeton, whenever you find how to do it, let me know, because I would love for, I'm an active traveler. I've seen, I know what's on the other side, and and it's no way the beliefs, like I was talking about earlier. I know you joined a little later, but beliefs only serve, beliefs are there to help you see something for an amount. A belief is not the truth. Just because you believe something doesn't make it the full truth. At the time that you believe it, yes, it serves you. But then, as an adult, as a sentient being, and you start doing your own research and not taking everything that they tell you for truth, then you start realizing that that belief, though it may be good for some time in the past, it's time for me to let it go. And that's what makes you powerful. Forgetting. The way that you learn anything, that's why kids are sponges. because it's first forget what you thought you knew about it. That's the first. It's fast. That's an acronym I learned from a guy that is teaches people how to learn, right? Forget what you knew about it. Act on the information that you receive about that subject. So forget what you knew about that subject. Spirituality, forget it all. Give me, I want to learn something new. Forget what you thought you knew. Then act on that new information. Then you study it. Then you go deep in it, and then you teach it. That's the way you learn. Some of these people heard something. It was great at that time. That belief system served them at that time, and then they stayed in it. When all of creation is always restoring their understanding. Everything in your body is being renewed. Everything is being renewed but the mind. That's the only thing people don't renew, the mind, because of all beliefs. And what does that do to you? It limits you, because there's no true freedom with a limitation. So if you are limited by this belief system, good luck growing. So religious belief systems are really, really hard to overcome. And that is part of my story too. I still have to continue to renew my mind to the new understandings that I'm receiving. This book right here, I'm not going to give you the title yet, but it's coming from a beautiful place higher than my understanding, and it's going to help with that. Your personal discombobulator, what's up? Long time no see. Can you take a vacation on the other side for like 3 months and be unconscious within this realm for only a few minutes? Yes, a lot of times you're there. You should check out my good friend Andre, the Alchemist 369. He went to Neo Soul, and it was on one OBE, and it felt like it was months that he was there. He had different lives in Neo Soul. It was an awesome experience. You should check out his testimonial. Check him out. He's gonna be my co-host. If we're meant to be, thank you, Niku and Nubiana. Thank you so much for being in this chat. Again, Niku, please send me a message on, on any, leave a comment on any of my videos so I can talk to you. If we were meant to OBE, why is it so hard? It sounds like it's a gatekeep for a reason. Yeah, I'll give you that, because this realm has its own challenges, and also we are as a species, or as a humanity, or a collective, we are also growing and attaining, or going back, because this was practiced before, like when before we had all these limitations. But it's time for all of us to experience the OBE, the out of body state, or experience. And that is for the reason, that's meant to help you have a better life. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I don't like saying that, because if you like my content, you'll subscribe, but it helps to remind you, because I see a lot of y'all here, and I don't know if y'all subscribe, so thank you. But yeah, it's not gatekeep, it's not gate kept. I think that it's more and it's been done for a long time. Like in the 70s, the government used to do it to spy on our enemies, or whatever, quote unquote. It's your own beliefs are making it hard for you. It's not hard. All you have to do, Randy, is to, and I know you, I believe you have been aware of your out of body experiences, but have that mentality in your day-to-day life. Make your affirmations to back up the process. Have your intentions backing up the process. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm reading y'all go back and forth, and I don't. That's between y'all. I just wanna. Okay, Stephen Frigo asked, Stephen, how you doing, brother? Good seeing you here. Steven asked, does your partner support you in this? My partner dislikes this immensely. My partner have always been supportive, but after she's got some beautiful out of body experiences, and it's nothing, and it happened when she seen the example. um she's seen how I started, because I was already in a very extreme process to, hey Tom, I was in a very, like, I was very dedicated to self growth. But after my first couple of out of body experiences, like, something in me changed, because you bring a lot of information, you remember a lot of things when you're able to raise your frequency to those levels. And she saw the way I was moving, and then she started meditating and trying to attain her own OBEs, and she had some amazing experiences, and I probably have her in the podcast telling it herself. But she her guides came and got her, and they went to a place of pain, and they did a lot of work raising all these souls had a pain, and she was healed herself in the process. And just, it's amazing. But just, it's your own journey. If right now, Steven, if your wife doesn't support you, you don't need her permission. I don't mean to create no divide between y'all, but you don't have to tell her when you're practicing. Just do it on your own. You don't have to share with her, because all that does is bring a little bit of friction, maybe, which is good, and for growth, but not for peace. So you got to pick your battles, man. Like, and have her, what's a great way to bring people to this side of the OBE is have her watch near death experiences, the NDEs. Have her watch that. They're awesome. I live, that's why I wanted to be part of my podcast when we started IBE. That's the name of the podcast. If you don't know, it's IBE. There's IBENDE and OBE. That's what IBE start for. I think it's pretty cool. My partner or my co-host is down for it, so I think that's what we're gonna call it. But that near-death experiences on YouTube, the other side, and Life After Life, all those other channels have bunches of them. They're amazing. Watch them with your wife, or watch them while you're around her, and you'll see they're just amazing. Please, can someone create one and send the link? That's between Unexplicable and they're having a conversation. Sorry. I'm making a difficult decision to break up with her, as I feel our souls desire different paths. That's very personal. My friend Andre did it, and it was great for him. I thought about it at some point, but we're all different. We got different paths. I was led to stay, and I'm glad I did, because you have to be the example first. You have to. The reason you exit is so that you are reminded of who you are on the other side. So just start refining before you make huge decisions. Start being that spiritual, that soul, that desire of your soul. Follow it. If that's the decision, if that's what you want to do, I can't stop you, Stephen. But a lot of times, we don't vibe with the same with the person we're with, because we are not that. Like I said it earlier, Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. You be that spiritual being that's walking this earth. If and people will follow your example. So if that's the decision you made, great. But at the same time, um you become that person first. But the OBE, the NDEs is going to help a lot. Have you been to Antarctica on OBE? State that you see beyond the ice wall, the firmament? Not yet. I have been to the void, but I don't remember coming back. The the Alchemist 369 is a great resource for that. He been all over the place, and he motivates me to have more control of my experiences and command the places that I want to go. And in my practice moving forward, the thing is that, you know, we all have different interests, and my interest right now is to share. It's not so much of recon. I'm not really worried about none of that. I'm more worried or more concerned about us bringing change to Earth, and that's why I'm whenever I remember my OBEs, I'm either collecting wisdom from higher beings or imparting that wisdom. It's all been, you know, based on that. So it's all a lot has to do with your interest. You know, that's where you want to go, where you want to go. So, but I really want to see um, beyond the ice. You know, I want to see some stuff around here too. But I just go to higher realms and enjoy that. You're welcome, Stephen. You know, I'm telling you, you know, nothing that I speak of here is invented, or no, it's my own experience and the things that I have encountered. This life is going a little long. They waiting for me to go have dinner. So I love you all. I'm gonna read this. Please be like make subscribe and make your, you know, your notifications. Let me know what works for y'all moving forward. I see it's a bunch of y'all here. I appreciate you so much. Uh, I'm gonna read a few more. I'll kiss. I just love this stuff. This is what I was born to do, to share with you and enjoy your company. Hey, says I command for my exit to be smoother, as mine is very intense, and when I flight I fight to stop it once it starts and end up in sleep paralysis. Awesome. Let it be intense. Just take deep breaths. You still in control. Take deep breaths. And if you feel like you can't breathe, try to sink on the bed. Like, just, you need to relax. It's yourself. It's the excitement. I've been through that. Just relax. Deep breath. Alkis. Take deep breaths. You know, it's nothing that 3 deep breaths can fix. Anything in life. Stop. Just stop everything right there. Even in sleep paralysis, remember, you are the owner of your experience. So it's going to go however you want. Take 3 deep breaths and be out. It's so intense that the only part of my life I feel like a coward, man. That's Alkis without even trying to exit. It happened very often. That's awesome. That what that means, Alkis, is that you are right there, right? Like, just take a deep breath. Make it you yourself. Say, I need this. You ask, can I command for my exit to be smoother? Absolutely. You have your own answer. The answer to your question is that. Command it. Before that, set the intention for it to be a little more smoother. Talk to your helpers, your higher being, God, whoever, and just I want to exit. I want it to be a little more smooth. That means you're a very intense guy, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Phantom, when you have an OBE and look back at yourself, will details be the same, like the shirt you're wearing, or would that be a lucid dream? Nah, it's gonna be the same because your soul is looking at your body there. So it's gonna be whatever you're wearing. That's what you're gonna see. Alan Tenderfoot, thank you, Hector, for standing in your integrity and sharing this information and your process. Thank you for your part. No problem, Alan. It's my pleasure. That this is what I was born to do, to help with in any way I can to make this world a better place and make my life a better life. So this is whenever I go back home. Whenever my body dies here on earth, I will have no regrets. I'll know that I did what I was called to do at the wrong time, because it's never the right time to do shit. You just got to do it, and I did it. And I started this channel and nothing was prime. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to do anything, and I learned. I had people that could help me, and they didn't. So I had to. And you know what? This is going to be a 1 million subscriber channel. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I envision myself having, being in this huge podcasts and filling arenas, just talking about all this good stuff. So if you want to help me envision that, and you want to be a part of it, keep sharing, keep liking. I appreciate all of y'all with all my heart. This is a very humbling, very, very humbling to be a part of this, because this is what I came to do, and I know that I came to bring clarity and unity. And we're not, if you ever need anything, any prayer, I'm here. And if no one told you today that they love you, I love you. I gotta be out. Thank you so much, all of y'all. I'm very humbled and very appreciative for you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love y'all.